Hello YouTube, this is Robert Ness 816 and this is gonna be a video on Kohler. Kohler is, they're not getting out of the small engine business. They've been bought by another company and they just kind of changed around the Kohler spelling. So yeah, this is a Toro 20371, I think, is it? 20371, yeah, 20371. So this mower, I garbage picked it. It basically needed a good amount of work. It had been sitting outside for a really long time. Someone obviously neglected the hell out of this thing and I cleaned it up. It had plants coming out of the back chute here when I first got it. The fuel tank had more water than gasoline in it. Carburetor was full of water as well, and needed a blade, needed front drive wheels, a drive belt, a rear baffle, what else, air filter, oil change, needed a lot of stuff, but it runs perfectly fine now. I am in the process of sandblasting the bottom of the deck because it's a bit rusty. And by sandblasting it, I mean I'm going over the chopped down tree stumps that I have in my backyard. So it's basically just chunks of wood about this big that I mow over with it, and it kind of sandblasts the bottom of the deck. I do that on purpose because it just kind of cleans up all the rust chunks that are under it. But anyway, so no actual hose rusted through the deck, just a lot of surface rust and everything like that when I first got it. Cleaned up nice. This one is from about 2000, I think 2010, maybe 2011. I say that because it still has the oil dipstick on it there. Kohler got rid of that in the newer versions of this engine. You can see it still has dirt on it too from when it was sitting. This thing is disgusting. That's how long it's been sitting for. But anyway, still has a dipstick on it there, still has the older style air filter, which actually works. The newer style air filter on these Kohler engines is terrible because they actually pop off and they don't even filter when the cover's on. These actually work better. So yeah, the issue with these Kohler engines is every year they were in production, Kohler went cheaper and cheaper and cheaper on them, until they reached a point where they were such pieces of crap that nobody wanted them. So basically a premium name for a subpar engine. And it was actually so bad that the Toro engines were actually a better quality engine than these Kohler engines were. So when these engines first came out, you would be able to distinguish them by having a dipstick, having this style of air filter box on them, having a larger engine cover, which actually covered the gas tank and hung over the front valve cover a bit. Those engines have the best build quality with the worst carburetors on them. So after replacing the carburetor with the upgraded one, or more current one there, because there was a couple generations of carburetors too that were shit, but the most recent carburetor has a stainless steel needle in it which doesn't rust or corrode. Those are great because they don't leak gasoline. The oldest versions of these engines actually have one-piece machined steel camshafts in them, and they also have steel cylinder liners in them. So they're actually a really good engine, just with a very terrible carburetor on it. They also have cast iron flywheels on them too, regardless if it's hooked up to a clutch or not. And yeah, they were actually really good engines. I used to have a Husqvarna push mower with the original Kohler XT7 on it, and it was actually a great engine just with the carburetor, but once I replaced it, it was perfectly fine after that. This one is a newer one. I have not taken this one apart, so I'm not sure if this one has a plastic cam in it or an aluminum cylinder. I don't know, but as far as power goes, it's actually quite powerful. It's actually very similar in power to this Briggs & Stratton flathead here. They're very similar in power actually, so it takes a lot to bog these down. But as far as smoothness goes, I would actually give that to the Briggs & Stratton engine. It's a smoother running engine compared to the Kohler. But yeah, so these engines, if you're going to find one of these lawnmowers, or at least garbage pick one, pick, or not be picky, but make sure it has an older version of this Kohler engine here. So look for that dipstick tube, look for the older style air filter box. The newer ones are problematic. They do suck in a lot of dirt. There's a lot of issues with the compression with them too, from them sucking in so much dirt that they wear out the cylinder and it starts burning oil after a while. So just be mindful of that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Decent mower. If I could, I would, if I could be picky, I would prefer to have the flathead brakes because these engines were the best. Nothing wrong with this engine design at all. This engine was around from probably the late 80s or maybe even the 80s, and it lasted all the way up until the mid 2000s actually. I think these went out of production in maybe 2020 or something like that. I don't know, but really these are just, there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, they're fuel efficient, they're reliable, they run smooth, they're quiet. They really, there's nothing wrong with these engines. So yeah, if you have a piece of equipment with these on here, just keep it running. Don't get rid of it. I'm gonna keep this thing forever. Keep the oil changed every year. Briggs & Stratton has this stupid crap on their newer engines where it says you don't need to change the oil, which is the dumbest crap ever. Of course you need to change the oil. So basically every year change the oil on your lawnmower. Change the oil and change the air filter, because a lot of the things people do without realizing it is if you tip the lawnmower over on the air filter side at least too, you're going to fill your air filter box up with oil and you're going to clog it. So the engine's going to end up sucking in oil from the breather tube and it's going to run out of oil and you're going to blow it up. So yeah, just keep it clean, keep it maintained, and you'll be fine. And this mower, which was $300, $350 or whatever when it was new, has been perfectly fine. I have really put nothing into it other than basic maintenance. And let's see what the bottom looks like after all these years. See that? It's wet from when I hosed it off, but yeah. That's what it looks like when you have an old lawnmower that's been well maintained. It just has patina, and this one hardly even has any of that. Okay, guys. So, thanks for watching. And yeah, just be mindful. There's still good stuff out there to be garbage picked, and this was one of them. Free stuff.